here. Got the microphone on. Hopefully the sound is okay. We do have a little bit of background noise right now. Today we have a BMW M3. Oh gosh, I don't know what year it is, but it's got a large dent in the rear quarter. And if we analyze this dent with the board on it here, let me move the board a little bit for you and make sure it's all pushed in the right fashion, angled in the right way. I mean, it starts down here and it's pretty severe, and then it goes all the way up to about here. It's about a 3.5 inch dent. There's not a lot of access to get to this. Obviously, there's a couple different ways that are accessible. If somebody was a hack in the business, they could drill a hole and try to access it. I wouldn't do that. If you were to take off this wheel, jack up the car, take off this wheel, get this inner liner out, there might be an access through the inner wheel well there. Obviously, if you're going to take out the back seat and this inner panel and liner and get back to it with a set of tools, then you got to reach around and go backwards at the dent and most likely have the board down here. We're not going to do that today. Today we're going to use the glue pulling system. Oh, and of course, Mr. Preparedness didn't grab the tabs. One thing that you're going to need when you do glue pulling is glue tabs. So these are some of the tools that we're going to be using today. We got some tabs. I might even use this little guy and just give the first one a little yank. Let's go for a maybe a football size. Clean this tab off right here. And a little bit of prep work. And let's prep this dent. Here's how we prep a dent for glue. That's it. That's how we do it. Hit it with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. Clean it up nice. It is very warm out. Let's see how 81 degrees, 82 degrees on this panel, and we're in the shade. So it's a nice warm day, and it's gonna get warmer. So yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is heat it up with a nice little bead of gray tab weld glue. Not a lot, just a little. Right through the center there. Push it in decently. Get a good contact. And honestly, I'm gonna just try this little guy here. What are you gonna do? Come on. Come from the bottom a little bit. There we go. That's probably the second or third time I've ever used that thing, but it comes in handy every once in a while, just for a manual pull. See how much of that we got out. I'd say we got some of it out. Now I'm gonna go with a slightly smaller oval tab with a little bit more glue, and because it is nice and warm out, I'm gonna give it just a second to cool. I'm gonna let it cool for a little bit longer than your average couple minutes or a couple seconds that I normally give it. I'm gonna give it about 30 seconds here. But at this point in the video is when I say I sure do appreciate everybody clicking on this video. We've got our Get a Grip product on here. Thanks to Matt on that one. We've got our Dent light board showing us our angles. Thanks to James on that one. And let's see if this dent will pull. Really do appreciate all the new subs and support in the community. It's awesome. If you haven't joined our community, feel free to hit that sub button. We sure appreciate it. So now I've tightened it up so it'll just sit there, and I'm gonna give it one nice snap. Slowly, but a decent snap anyway. Let's see how much. I mean, keeping you guys with us for this, the majority of this thing, I know I'm gonna spend about an hour on it just to make it right. But wow, I mean, it kind of got the two edges. We're gonna tap those down. But since I know that that's the way it wants to pull, I'm gonna use a thinner crease tab and get some of this out of the top and maybe not pull it as hard. If I use the lifter, I'm gonna go with the feet sideways like this so that they're along this ridge, not pushing into this ridge. Let's see. Lower it down, spin it around, make sure my feet are seated. Now give it a nice little yank, and I'm not gonna snap it. I actually might switch. I haven't done this often, but switch from that to this. A little bit more of a different feel you get from the slide hammer than you do from the lifter. The lifter actually holds everything down. Well, obviously it holds everything down around it and then pulls just the center up. It sometimes crusts it, but since this is such a large, wide panel and it's got so much release to it, I kind of want to give it that pop with the slide hammer, and you can see it pulled right through the center. So right where we are here, instead of, let's here take two examples. This one I used a larger tab and it pulled both sides up first. Did what we call volcano, okay? This one came right up high in the center, just what we want, and basically left all the other area around it nice and clean, just a nice high center. We can tap that down and it's gonna look great. We're gonna tap down these two ridges and try to get that same pull out of here. I'm gonna spend a few minutes tapping it down, but I don't think I'm gonna keep you guys with me for this whole this process here. We're gonna make sure, wifey might do some speedies. I've got a little bit of tapping to do on this dent. I'm actually gonna turn off my Black & Decker 20 volt lithium powered glue gun right now and save the battery, because it gets hot real quick. But here's where we're at with this. I'm taking my cherry tip R4, dialing in to the top of this ridge. I'm just gonna baby it down, and I'd love to say, yeah, I could keep you guys in for the whole deal, but I'm gonna really take my time and tap this stuff down. We'll show you a little bit of speedy, but then we'll come back in and show you either the last pull here. Actually, no, let's make this last pull right now, because I can get a small tab in here. This is a Keiko Ice Blue crease tab, and while this gun is still warm, I already turned it off, but it's still super warm. It'll be warm for about another 2 or 3 minutes. Let's go in the center of the volcano. This is kind of risky, guys. We're diving into the center of a volcano. I would not advise it. And I'm not going to use the lifter, because I don't want that metal to be held in place. I want it to relax and release its tension. So let's give it a nice snap with the slide hammer. I'd have to say we shrunk the volcano. Can you guys see what we got there? So now we've got a little bit more tapping to do, a little bit more pulling to do, and we will come back to you and show you the end result here in just a bit. Okay guys, I think we're about halfway. I did the tapping and I thought I'd just bring you in. I don't know if you can see it through the lines or through the fog, but I'm gonna use some of the fog. I'm gonna pretty much start with small pulls, because we're getting really close on this one, like this bottom area right here. A little bit of a crease. Let's clean this thing off. And as that one's drying, let's check the temp. 84 still. It's a nice warm day. And then I'm gonna just baby a little bit of just in the line right here. It's kind of tough to see where I'm at up there. Grab the slide hammer so I can kind of see it as I'm pulling. And I'm gonna stop right there. Let's do the same thing with this one fairly quick. 1, 2. There we go, that one came off. And of course it fell underneath the car, so we're gonna use a little bit of ISO right here. Just spray it down on the tab. And patience, wait. I don't want to pull too hard, okay. Because you're actually pulling it with our hand right there. A little bit of that. A little bit of that. And if you're wondering if this hurts the paint, the isopropyl alcohol, no, not if you wipe it off fairly quick. You don't want to let it sit on a paint because it'll, this is 99%. But you see we got a little now we've got a tiny little volcano. It's about 2 or 3 times the size of an orange peel. So it's about 3 millimeters across. This one didn't make too much of a pull up top, but we're gonna keep on doing what we were doing, which is tap them down and go back and forth with it so that we get it nice and even. So hopefully the sound is okay. I got the microphone on. I'm trying to make sure my little antenna is pulled out and that it works all right. I don't even know where the volume knob is on it. But so this is a little bit of the process I thought I'd keep you guys in for. Wherever those things pinch up, just right there, I have to bring that down before I make another pull because we don't want it to tighten up. So now that we are at that a little over halfway mark, I'd say, because this was a large dent and it's already starting to look pretty darn good. But definitely it has some work to go. Gonna get it looking very nice. And once we give it a little bit more angle, it shows us a little bit more. So it goes all the way up to here still. We're gonna get it out real nice and we will come back and show you the end result in just a bit. Okay guys, we're back and it is an 06, no, it's an 08. It's an 08 BMW M3. This is what we ended up with. Gosh, it looks like there might even be a little scuff in the paint. Let's make sure we don't make any more dents, but seeing it through the board, I'd say we definitely got it to that 95% mark. It looks really nice. There's a little bit of a wave, maybe, if you look close enough right about here. And that's just without being able to get to the back side of it. That's what we can do with the glue. I could spend another, hour on it and maybe get 1% out, but I don't even know if I would know the difference. It's basically what we do in a pinch when we can't get behind it, going for the glue pull system, but definitely going for as nice a possible result as possible there. Say possible a couple more times, but if you possibly could, throw us up with a like and hit that notifications bell. You'll be notified every time we make new content. Once again, I appreciate everybody watching this video. I'll just say the thing on this one. This has been PDR and I'm out. Peace.